Sanctions-AML, CFT law. Countries around the world are imposing fresh sanctions against Russia over its recent invasion of Ukraine. The measures are designed to cripple Russia's economy and punish its government for taking military action. Western countries have frozen the assets of Russia's central bank, limiting its ability to access $630 billion of its dollar reserves. Russia has also been suspended from the Bank for International Settlements, the bank that fosters international monetary and financial cooperation and serves as a bank for central banks. So what are sanctions? Sanctions are penalties imposed by one country on another, to stop it from acting aggressively or breaking international law. The measures are designed to weaken a country's economy or the finances of individual citizens such as politicians and business leaders. What are the types of sanctions? There are 4 types of sanctions, that is country-based sanctions, list-based sanctions, targeted sanctions, and financial sanctions. Country-based sanctions. Country-based sanctions are for targeted countries like Cuba, Iran, Syria, Russia. List-based sanctions. That includes individuals and entities such as terrorist groups, drug traffickers, weapon proliferation, and corrupt leaders. Targeted sanctions are focusing on individual people or organizations. Financial sanctions orders prohibit a firm from providing any financial services to the target, restrict access to the financial market, funds, and economic resources. What are the main sanctions regimes in the world? The European Union, EU. The United Nations, UN. Office of Foreign Access Control, OFAC. What is the European Union sanction regime? The EU sanctions list is a consolidated list of countries, entities, and individuals engaged in or suspected of money laundering or terrorism financing activities and therefore subject to economic sanctions by the European Union. The European Union sanctions may involve: Number 1. Financial asset freezes. Number 2. Restrictions of market access, trade, investment, or technical assistance. Number 3. Arms embargoes. Number 4. Travel bans. What is the UN sanction regime? UN sanctions list is maintained by the United Nations member countries and organizations to eliminate terrorism and weapons proliferation, oppose human rights violations or violations of international treaties, money laundering and deliberate destabilization of sovereign countries, and drug trafficking, etc. The Security Council has primary responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security. It has 15 members, and each member has 1 vote. Under the Charter of the United Nations, all member states are obligated to comply with Council decisions. The UNSC has the authority to issue binding resolutions on United Nations, UN, member states. The first sanctions regime, or set of measures, was imposed in 1966 on Southern Rhodesia, today known as Zimbabwe. What is the OFAC, Office of Foreign Asset Control, sanction regime? The OFAC sanctions list contains information on the current targets of sanctions by the United States. OFAC maintains several sanctions lists, each dealing with a group of targets. Most of those sanctions lists are the Specially Designated Nationals, SDN, list, a list of individuals and companies which are controlled by, or acting on behalf of, countries targeted by United States sanctions. The Consolidated Sanctions List, a list containing all sanctions information not incorporated into the SDN list. Thank you for watching our video, AML, CFT Law Sanctions Part 1. If you like this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates. If you have any queries related to AML, CFT law, please feel free to talk to us.